Brianna Farmer, and today I'd like to present to you the risks of vaping. Despite the DARE program being taught in schools to children from a very early age, vaping has become a sort of pandemic amongst minors as well as adults. The CDC reported that 2.5 million U.S. middle and high schoolers were using a vapor or e-cigarette product within the last 30 days. Vapes were created with the intention to help tobacco users quit or have a healthier alternative. Yet, it seems to have taken the youth by storm despite being limited by law to people over 21. As well, vaping is not a perfect alternative as it is advertised to be. Vaping has the same addictive chemicals and presents many similar health risks as regular smoking. These are some things I will dive a little deeper into to reveal the truth behind vaping that not many people realize. Allow us to begin with the difference between cigarettes and vapes. Cigarettes are made of paper and contain tobacco. Cigarettes are burned at the tip and use a heat or a fire source to burn the tobacco and release the smoke. On the other hand, vapes are plastic and use a coil to heat the liquid to make an aerosol. The aerosol is the vapor that you inhale or exhale. Both contain nicotine, but vapes do not contain tobacco. The fact that there is no tobacco in vapes is what makes it presented as a better option because higher levels of chemicals are released when burning or smoking tobacco. Finally, both release dangerous chemicals, and oftentimes the same dangerous chemicals found in cigarettes are found in vapes. What creates the appeal with vape is also the big difference in taste and smell in comparison to cigarettes. Cigarettes are known for their bad smell that lingers and the smoke that can give you bad breath, yellow teeth, or even turn walls yellow. Vapes come in an array of fruity flavors and they smell exactly the way that they taste. In some ways, this is also why it has more of an appeal to the younger generation. Now that we know the difference, let's talk about what makes vaping just as addictive and harmful, even though it's supposed to be a better alternative. For starters, vaping contains nicotine. Nicotine is a highly addictive chemical. As mentioned, vapes were created as a way to help people quit smoking, so by containing nicotine, it kind of seems like a contradiction in their design versus their intent. Next, nicotine has strong immediate effects on the brain. Within 10 seconds, it changes the relationship between neurotransmitters and receptor sites in the brain, giving you a feel-good feeling. This brings a psychological effect because people will believe that vaping gives them more focus or alertness or helps them relax, when in reality, it is just damaging their lungs and their body. Finally, vapor contains metals and other harmful substances such as nickel or iron, and these metal particles get into your lungs and create tears or cuts. A group of researchers at Portland State University did a study and found formaldehyde in vapes, which leads to various types of cancers. Another widely harmful chemical found in vapes is vitamin E acetate. The CDC did a study and concluded to make vitamin E acetate an official chemical of concern after an outbreak of lung injuries and deaths from people who vaped. So now that we know what causes the risks, let's talk about what risks in specific that people who vape could be facing. Vaping presents a higher chance for heart problems, such as heart attacks or coronary artery diseases. The American College of Cardiology did an observational study that found compared to non-smokers, vape users are 34% more likely to have a heart attack and 25% more likely to develop a heart disease. Next, some damages or effects from smoking are permanent. Upon quitting, some things may get better, such as it being easier for you to breathe, or you may have better mental health, but there are effects that are non-reversible. Damage such as lung scarring, asthma, COPD are permanent and won't improve or heal even after quitting with treatment. And finally, vaping doesn't only affect your physical state, but it also affects your mental state. The American College of Cardiology did another study and found that vape users were 55% more likely to suffer from depression or anxiety as a result from vaping. On this next slide, I'm going to present to you a picture. I find it very helpful to have a visual that correlates with the information that's being given, so you can kind of picture or visualize what we're talking about. You'll read something such as how one vape contains the same amount of nicotine as 50 cigarettes. You'll also learn from this graphic that young people are 3 times more likely to take up vaping in comparison to smoking cigarettes. Something I want to discuss briefly with you while you read over this graphic is another way that companies are misleading their consumers by telling them vapes can be used to help them quit smoking. When quitting vapes, you still get the same withdrawal effects as you do from smoking cigarettes. This includes mood swings, nausea, headaches, etc., which all makes it harder to quit and results in more people relapsing. Vapes need to be advertised accurately and not as a safe option, since they are essentially giving you the same effect that people who take drugs or trying to quit drugs are getting when they decide to quit. This could also help lower the amount of young people who are taking on this habit. Today with this information, I hope I opened your eyes on a topic that seems to be more of a trend or a hobby rather than a useful tool. Although vaping was created as a better alternative to smoking, it has reached way beyond its initial target market and affects many young adults and children. It is not much better than real smoking, as it contains many of the same chemicals and addictive substances. Vaping can alter your brain's chemistry and create many health issues such as lung or heart problems. These facts can be scary since vaping is so normalized and common, but it's important to create an awareness to help prevent or decline the usage of vapes. I want to thank you so much for listening, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me.